I'm going to show you how to make YouTube thumbnails using Nano-Banana, which is through AI Studio. So the first thing we're going to need, though, is a special template, a transparent template. So we're going to make one. All right, we want let's do an illustration of a crow, just for the hell of it. Any illustration, we just want something. All right. We need a transparent one. I'm going to use this one. Okay. We need something with a transparent background. So I'm just going to download it. All right. Now what I'm going to do is edit this. I'm going to bring it up in preview. You can bring it up in your photo editor. And this transparent part, I need to select it and to crop it. Okay. And I'm going to rename it. And what I want to do with this one is I want to make it transparent. Label it whatever you want. Label it transparent. And I want it 1024 by 576. You'll see why in a few minutes, why I'm doing it this peculiar thing. This is a 16:9 aspect ratio. So I'm going to open this one now. I'm going to set its size. Get rid of that, and I'm going to set it to all right. That's my 16:9 aspect ratio. Click OK. All right, so now I have that. Good. This here is now a 1024 by 576 pixel transparent image. So what you do is you go to AI Studio, aistudio.google.com, and down here it'll say try Nano-Banana. So you click on that, and then you could start putting in whatever you'd like. So for example, I wanted to make a thumbnail for this video. I may use this one, I may not. All right, create an image. Now, this can result in some very peculiar things. So before I do that, I'm going to show you something. I asked for banana under a microscope, so this showed me the slide. This point of view is from the person looking down at the tiny banana under a microscope. Kind of cool, actually. But when I tried to change it to someone looking at the microscope, they kept the circle. And it was very difficult to get rid of, so I started a new chat. So I'm just letting you know that the wording is pretty important. So here is the wording I finally came up with. Now you'll notice that this is not the size of a thumbnail. This is a 1024 by 1024 pixel image. And Nano-Banana claims it can make thumbnail size 16:9 ratio, aspect ratio. You know, I haven't been able to get it to do that. It claims it can if you simply say you want a YouTube thumbnail or that you want an image with a 16:9 aspect ratio. Every image I created came out 1024 by 1024. However, I did find a workaround, and I don't know if this is a feature or a bug. So I don't know if it'll be around permanently. So this is where our transparent image of 1024 by 576 pixels comes in. We drag it down to here. And then you ask it to add this image to the one you just created. And then you click run. And so this is the one it came up with. You'll notice the dimensions have changed. They're much closer to 16 by 9. But we have this rectangle here. So now I ask it to remove the triangle, or rectangle I mean, and it does. Now I have something that's very close to 16 by 9. And the reason I know it isn't is I actually downloaded it and looked at the size. It's very close. And now we want to add letters to it. So I added letters and this white triangle came back for some reason, or rectangle came back. I asked them to make it lime green. Now I'm going to skip a bunch of stuff here. I couldn't get this to work with the fonts. I tried making them larger, it basically stayed the same. What was my solution at the end of it all was I asked it to make a large banner across the top of the picture, and it came up with this. You'll notice the spelling is wrong. So I asked it to correct the spelling, and it did. Now, sometimes that won't work, all right? When I tried to do another demo of this, I could not get it to spell thumbnails correctly. So it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Generally, I can get it to spell the words correctly. And then I asked it to make the words lime green. Then I asked it to make the word Nano-Banana a banana color. Okay. And then I asked it to remove the big banner. And we have this. Now you notice it's a little washed. I like it, but it doesn't pop. So let's make it pop a little bit. And I said, put 100 thick outline around each letter, and it did that. And that pops pretty good. Look at that. Now there is one thing. You'll notice this is a pretty cluttered background, and thumbnails generally you should not have a cluttered background. It distracts. So I asked it to remove everything besides the microscope from the table, and it did except for this. And I don't really care about that, so I'm quite happy. And then I realized that easy thumbnails with Nano-Banana is kind of silly. It doesn't really make sense. And so I asked it to change the word easy to the word make. And we got make thumbnails with Nano-Banana, which makes sense and is an approximately a 6 to 9 ratio. So I'm going to download this one. So now here's my image. I'm going to rename it. And I'm going to show you something. First, we want to make sure it's the right size for a thumbnail, which I believe that has to be a little below 2 meg, something like that. This one's easily below the limit. We're not worried about it. And I want to make sure of the aspect ratio. So when we bring this up, we find here that it's this. And if I were to change it to 1024, it's not 576, it's slightly larger. But right now, I'm gonna leave it like this. Now I'm going to leave this at the original size because if images are going to change size, like say if YouTube decides to change the size, it's better to go from larger to smaller than vice versa. If you go from smaller to larger, you might get pixelation. In this case, it probably wouldn't make a difference. And but it's better to go from larger to smaller. So I'm just going to leave it down. I've downloaded it. That would be the one I would upload if I was using this one. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you here. I kind of did a hybrid initially. So I have this one, of course, which we've just seen. The only real difference I might make on this one is to actually make this outline smaller. Maybe make it 85 or something, or even 50, but I'd try 85 to see if it pops without being too obvious. When I was figuring out how to use Nano-Banana, I couldn't figure out a few things, so I combined it with Canva. And this is what we came up with. The picture is made by Nano-Banana. The microscopic banana is symbolic of Nano-Banana, obviously. And the words were added and the styling were done with Canva. And then I put my face in there as well. And I just like this one better, that's all. That's the only reason. Both are perfectly good, but this is just the one I prefer, so I'm going to use it. This other one is perfectly fine as well. There's nothing wrong with this one at all. So it's a matter of personal choice. And that's how to make thumbnails with Nano-Banana.